right now. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina Moore, and I am beyond excited to be here with you all tonight, the very moment that we've been waiting for, launching Mexico. And we've been waiting and waiting, and for whatever reason, there was so much red tape. But what we also know is that good things come to those who wait. And our teams have been patiently waiting to launch Mexico. At first, corporate was told that it would only take 6 months. And then they were told, well, maybe it'll take 9 months. Well, it took us 1 year because what we know about Mr. J. Dollywall is that he is never going to launch anything unless it's done with perfection. He dots every I, he crosses every T. So before we even get started, we want to see you congratulate and welcome everyone that is here that is launching with our Super Patch Mexico team this evening. Welcome and congratulations. So many of you are here. Some of you were voluntold to be here. And some of you actually are here because you want to hear what is all of this hype about Super Patch. Well, let me give you just a little bit. I want to give you a little bit of history as to what Super Patch is. We're going to play a short 5-minute video for you. You're going to hear a live testimony tonight, and I believe that we have either Dr. Bramwell with us or Dr. Tamara Dunn with us, and you will hear from one of the doctors that are on our team as well. But my name is Nina Moore, and I am very excited to host this call for you this evening. I have been a part of the direct sales or network marketing space, e-commerce sales, online sales now for many, many years, since 2008. But in 2014, I decided to take this very, very, very serious. And as a former hairstylist, 27 years, I slaved behind the chair and I had a lot more month left at the end than money. Now, I don't know about how many of you are on here that are kind of picking up what I'm putting down, but maybe there's somebody that's listening to me right now that also experienced having a lot more month than money. If that is you, say me in the comments. Now, I want to ask you a few questions because I remember sitting in a presentation in a room with a young lady that was in front of the room, and she said some very challenging things to me while she was giving the presentation. She said things like, some of you work 80 and 90 hours a week and you don't have $300 to rub together. And I was thinking to myself as I sat there that she was talking to me. She was talking to me, but there was something that gave me a challenge. Now, I'm not going to express that any of you need to do what I did. But what I did that evening is I actually borrowed the money from my rent and I joined, because what I also understood was if nothing changes, then nothing was going to change. So I have a question to ask you. How many of you are ready to give yourself a raise without having to ask your boss? Say me in the comments if that's you. If you're here and you're ready to give yourself a raise without having to ask your boss, I want you to say me. Now, before we go any further, I'm really not even sure if I should share this information with you because of the information that I am actually wanting to share with you. It has totally changed my life because of this one thing. So I want to ask you, is this something that any of you want to hear? And I need to see those answers in the comments, because what I'm going to share with you 100% totally changed my life. And I don't know if I should share that with everybody tonight. But if you're willing to hear it, if you're ready to hear it, if you're ready to help somebody else live a quality of life, get back their dignity, right? And their independence, then you are in the right place. You're going to hear the right information with the right people. And now what you've got to decide, and I'm finding Dr. Nicole Bramwell on here, what you've got to decide is that you're going to become the right person for the mission. We have a culture here, and the culture is that we patch, we post about it, we share, and we care. The patching, that's in person, right? Where we want to be one-on-one with some people. We want to get some people in a living room, a den, a church, an office, a restaurant, a coffee shop. We post about it because we want the world to see that, guess what? In real time, we are changing people's lives. We share with people because we absolutely care that people are able to get their quality of life, their dignity, and their independence back. And so you heard a lot about me. When I decided to go pro in 2014, within 18 months, I had earned my first $500,000. I went to another company, and in 18 months, I earned another $500,000. And I started understanding that there was a simple system and a concept that we could share information, and upon sharing information, that we could earn extra income. Well, right now we're beyond just sharing information. Right now we're sharing something that is so life changing. And I want to welcome you this evening to Superpatch. And I'm hoping to get this to open up all the way for us, you all. We're going to enter this full screen. There we go. All right. And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about Superpatch. We're going to unlock human potential through unrivaled technology. This is a quote that our CEO says, and every time we read it, it resonates with us, that he's here to build something generational that will transform the world, because anything else is a waste of time. Because many of you that are here right now, you're used to Me Too products. And I was tired of Me Too products. I was actually almost done with the industry. And I am so glad that what we're doing now doesn't feel like one of those things, because number one, this is not a Me Too product. We're the first to market this product that we have with no ingredients. And if you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. And you're going to see 8 different reasons by the end of this presentation as to why we dominate. We dominate. And one of the biggest reasons why we're dominating, we're not like any other company, is because we are regulated by the FDA, and our products are also registered with the FDA. I want you to go ahead and write that one down. See, disruptive technology has always changed the world, and it always will. So I want you to think about this trusty cell phone. When you think about the cell phone, where everyone used to have a rotary phone, I want you to think about cars, where people used to take a bus or walk or use a horse. How travel has evolved. And now we're here at the future of wellness with a product that solves the biggest problems in the world. And because we can solve some of the world's biggest problems, what we can also do is we can create the biggest solutions. Now, here's what I want you to see, and I want you to take a screenshot of this, and I want you to put your answers in the comments. When you look at this screen right here, these are some of the world's biggest global wellness problems. And do you see what's smack dab in the middle of this page? Poor sleep. So I want you to comment below. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone you know. Do you know someone with poor mobility? Maybe you know someone with aches and pains. Maybe you know someone with high stress. So if you know anybody that's dealing with any of these global wellness problems, we want you to go ahead and put it in the comments below. Put it in the comments. Well, in order to handle those wellness problems that the world is facing today, this is what the world says the solutions are: drugs, lifestyle change, diet change, exercise, supplements, therapy, caffeine, over-the-counter products, and even surgery. How many of you have heard that from many of your doctors? And we're not down on doctors. We're grateful for what the doctors have done thus far. But we know that there's got to be a better way. So all of those current wellness solutions come with risks and problems and challenges. And here are some of the challenges and the risks that come along with those current the world's way of saying that we're going to solve these problems. Well, let's face it. We all know that medicines were never designed to heal us. So now you're looking at products that are invasive. You're looking at the commitment that's required. They're hard to use, safety, the high cost, overdosage, unproven product efficacy, and so much more. But after our CEO, Mr. Dhaliwal, did some research, and he did a poll, and he asked people, well, what is it that you really, really want? I want to ask all of you that are watching right now, what is it that you really want? Do you want a product that's non-invasive? Do you want something that has no diet change? You see, our CEO, and there's a new presentation slide that he's working on right now, 17 years and $40 million of research and development has led us to where we are today here with Super Patch. You see, because in 1983, our CEO's mother was diagnosed with MS. And although we do not claim to cure or mitigate any diseases, I'm going to say that one more time. We do not claim to cure or mitigate any diseases. Our CEO understood that after 20 years of watching his mother struggle and suffer, that she was never going to get better because there was no cure for what she had. Well, surgery, electronic probing, medications are always the answer. And Mr. Dhaliwal decided to take the health of his mother into his own hands. And although he decided to start with a sock technology, we all know that people are going to walk around in socks all the time, right? So he evolved and pivoted his design idea into creating these super patches for us January of 2023. So we are early to the party because if you wanted any of these things, non-invasive, 100% drug free, no contraindications, easy to use, guess what? Then we need a new approach. And it is time for a breakthrough. That is why we're here tonight to welcome you to Super Patch. So when you look at our patches, we have 14 patches on the market right now with Flow, which is going to be reintroduced to the market. Liberty is our main, what we like to call our foundational patch. And that is the patch that will help you with mobility, stability, strength, stamina, and performance and inflammation. It is one of our most favorite patches. Many of you see us doing the stability test all over social media, and we're using one of two patches, either the Liberty or the Victory. And the top three used patches would be Liberty, Victory, Freedom, and then followed right behind that would be Peace and Rim, Focus, Joy, and so much more. So let's talk about it. Liberty Patch is going to give you more strength, more energy, more balance and stability, reduced inflammation, better range of motion, faster recovery, but overall better homeostasis. And then I'm going to play a little short 5-minute video for you, and we're going to come right back to this presentation. You've got the Victory Patch, which is similar to the Liberty Patch, which gives you enhanced athletic performance, more power, more strength, more balance and stability, enhanced stamina, more agility, enhanced neural function, reduced inflammation, better range of motion, enhanced neuropathy relief, and faster recovery. Our Freedom Patch is relief from minor aches and pains of muscles and joints from exercise, chores, and daily activities. You've got the REM patch, which is for better sleep and the benefits of better sleep, making sure that our body goes into that third realm of sleep, which is the REM realm of sleep. Our Kick It and Ignite patch, I love to talk about those together because Kick It is going to help you to overcome bad habits and fight cravings, while Ignite is going to enhance your resting metabolic rate by burning more calories, up to 500 calories, using the patch without having to do any exercise or movement. And then one of my most favorite patches would be Defend. Defend patches a greater immune support, enhanced blood flow, faster recovery, improved natural healing, which will also help you with your allergies. Peace, I like to call that the peace that passes all understanding, which peace helps to manage and reduce stress and give you immediate calmness. We also notice that it helps to calm the nerves. Our Joy patch is our happy patch. Will help you to feel optimistic and also give you a very positive attitude. Focus is enhanced focus and attention, clarity, and enhanced memory. Our Lumi patch is our radiant and glowing complexion patch from the inside out. It's from the inside out with natural biophotonic activation. That is going to help you look amazing. I call it collagen in a patch, right? That's what I've been calling it, my collagen in a patch. Our rocket patch is going to help you to reclaim energy, stamina, and passion, right? And so there are some age. We like to say if you are under 40 years old, you're going to receive results in 3 days or so. If you're 40 to 50 years old, results in up to 2 weeks. And if you're 50 plus, You will have results in up to 3 weeks of wearing the patches consistently every single day. Our boost patch is for that. Exactly. Boosting your energy, pure energy, no crashing, no caffeine, no sugar. And the flow patch is for memory and cognitive balance. And so, what I want to do right here is I want to take a moment because a lot of us are not understanding that we don't have to be the scientist here. We don't have to be the doctor here. But if you can push play on a 5-minute video to help people understand what we have in our hands, we're going to play a 5-minute and 58-second video for you right now so that you can understand the VTT technology with our super patches. This is not the time to check out. This is time to pay attention and take notes while listening to this video.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Superpatch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Superpatch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Superpatch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Superpatch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each super patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the US economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Superpatch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Superpatch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
Many of us get super excited when we see that video because we know what those patches are doing for people. And if you have a testimony, I want you to write it in the comments. Just whatever your testimony might be, whether it's the Freedom Patch or the Liberty Patch. You know, when we watch that video, it also kind of gets us a little bit emotional, especially for those of us that have been out here sampling the patches on people and, you know, doing the stability test. Because when you realize that every 11 seconds, there's a senior in an ER from a fall. When you think about the fact that the average American, the average American that's on prescriptions, they're on anywhere from 4 to 6 prescriptions on average. Right? When you think about the fact that over 50 million Americans are living with chronic pain, you know, when you don't have to. And now we know that there's a better way. Can you just comment better way in the comments? Right. And so we're going to go ahead and move a little more forward we showed you a video right there. And we want to kind of talk to you a little bit about 8 of the reasons why Super Patch makes sense. And you always want to vet a company with these 8 reasons, because our CEO actually did the research on why network marketing or companies that do affiliate marketing fail. Here are 8 of the reasons. Do they have products that work fast? Because people want almost instant relief. They're tired of waiting to see if something's going to happen. Can you offer a life-changing and mind-blowing demo where people are seeing results immediately with the product that you're thinking about, right? You want to make sure that there's no need to wait weeks and months for people to get results. You also want to make sure that there are products that work, that are proven clinical studies with thousands of testimonials. And what you also need to understand is this, that our CEO publishes all of the research. We are the only company, and Dr. Bramwell will talk a little bit more about this when we bring her up. We're the only company who publishes their research and studies. They're open to the public, right? If you wanted some of them, we would send them to you if you asked for them. I don't even know how to read those charts. So when I looked at it, it looked like French to me, right? It looked like another language to me. But doctors or people who are in the medical field, they understand those studies. Well, does your product offer solutions and products for the maximum market opportunity? With 12 plus different patches and perhaps more to come, you know, our patches offer unique benefits for the market opportunity in billions of for different consumers. And also our patches, we don't have to change our patches for any country because there are no ingredients. So we have solutions for pain, sleep, stress, mobility, fitness, and more, drug-free, safe, affordable. With our market is 6 billion people and a 4.75 trillion dollar global market. But what about products that are globally protected intellectual property and technology? Because our VTT technology is now 17 years old with $40 million in research and development. Revolutionary technology that is an industry disruptor. That's right. Super Patch is an industry disruptor. Our patches are not something that someone can take and duplicate. We don't have competitive products. This is not a Me Too coffee, a Me Too shake. All right. Our patches are actually trademarked. So our patches are also regulatory and clinical compliance because we are FDA registered, proven clinicals, peer reviewed and published testimonials and research that have been done, tests and trials. Same productive products available in every market, world class marketing materials because now our adhesive is getting ready to get an upgrade. There's no lifestyle change with our products. Easy to use and consumable, and even babies can use them from infants to seniors. The perfect price for consumers because no matter what other patch companies are out there on the market, guess what, Liz? Guess what, Tedra Gordon? We're still lower and more cost effective than every other patch company in the world. I'm going to say that again. We're still lower in cost than any other patch company in the world, and our CEO has already done the research, and so have I. Well, we've got a co op marketing program. The field and the TSPC joined together on mass media marketing to drive brand awareness and acquisition and sharing the customer revenue. We get to share in customer revenue customers that go to our corporate website through marketing and brand ads. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are about to be televised. So when you hear us say the revolution is televised, we really are going to be televised. Right now, we've got billboards up in New York's Times Square, but we're actually going on television. So we have the only co op program in the industry where you're able to purchase CapX tokens once a month when they are on sale, which allows volume to be dumped in your organization. And as those coins grow, just like crypto, every single month, the more coins you buy for you and your organization, the more volume that's going to be generated within your organization without you doing the heavy lifting. So, like I said, this will actually be updated because it is now 17 years and $40 million to make Super Patch the best possible patch ever. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about this is the not the only way that you can get started. There are multiple ways, but many of us just happen to like this pack because it is our customizable pack that you can actually enroll with 40 different packs of patches. But there is an opportunity for you to get started from the 2000 to the 1999 level all the way down to the 299 level. And then the no excuse way to partner with us is to join with a $40 membership. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But then you also want to make sure that you purchase some patches. We want to show you how to set up a smart ship and perhaps show you how to buy four patches, but only pay for 3. And so I want to stop this screen share and we are going to talk a little bit more about getting started and how you get started. But I gotta go over to I believe we got Miss Terry Castleberry on the line, and I actually made you a co-host so you are able to unmute. Mr. and Mrs. Castleberry, if you would unmute your line for us.
Hey, I'm
There you
here.
are. There you are.
I'm
Let me add this
excited.
in. Oh my good. I watched your video and I watched
Yes.
you get patched. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? And what happened the day that you put those super patches on?
Well, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. One of the best. They claim it's not that good, but it is good to me. But been here all my life. I am a a mother of six, a grandmother of 14 children. I'm married to a wonderful man for 41 years, and God has been good to me.
Wow.
Well, I just happened to run into a dear friend of mine at an event, and I was limping, and I didn't have any clue about what was going on. So when I got there, she goes, "See me after this event. I got something for you." I was like, "Okay," and I didn't think any much about it. So after the event, she came up to me. "Why are you limping?" I said, "My knee is swollen and it's hurting so bad. I don't know what happened." She said, "I got something for you." So she put the Liberty patch and she put the Freedom patch on my knee. And I promise you, everybody that's listening to me, it wasn't 1 minute. It was not 1 minute. She said, "Can you walk?" I said, "I cannot walk. I can run." So I started running and jumping and hopping. I was so happy because it was hurting so bad. And so I kept it on. I came on home. So that was the first victory. So when I got back home, my husband deals with sciatica, serious sciatica, and he has been dealing with it for a little bit over 3 months now. Doctors was giving him all kinds of prescriptions, all kind of pain medication. It, it it worked temporarily. He would get a little bit of sleep. He didn't sleep more than 3 hours a night. So I came home and I forgot to get my extra patches from my representative, which was Ida Wells. Thank you, Ida. And I told my husband, I said, "You got to try this patch," because he was waking me up 3, 4, 5 times a night trying to get that pain off. But I took the patches off my leg because I didn't have the extra ones. I took it off of my knee and I put it on his knees where he was having the pain. And he sat there for 1 second. I said, "Just sit there, rub it out a little bit." And I said, "Stand up." He stood up.
Wow.
He started moving around. He said, "What in the world is this? I don't feel anything." Not only that, he went to sleep like a baby. I promise y'all, he was asleep like a baby all night long. And I was like, "God, you are so good. This patch is a miracle patch." And I am so thankful. I'm so thankful for that patch. I'm so thankful for it.
Wait a minute. So when I heard the story that you took the patches off of yourself and put them on your husband, number one, what a woman won't do for her husband, right? I
Come
mean,
on, come
for,
on.
for our children, for our spouses.
Yes,
What even gave you the frame of mind to think that you could take it off? Because I know for me, I probably would have thought this is probably not going to work because I
yes,
had it on myself. But you took the patches off, put them on him. I've had sciatica pain. I know what that feels like. You
yeah.
can't even, your body can't even hit the mattress because when it does, it sends a like a sharp pain
Oh,
out
yes,
your body, and it goes from
yes.
wherever the pain starts, it's usually up at the top, like where your hip is, and it usually goes down to the bottom of your feet. And so,
Right.
did you really believe it was going to stop his pain, or did you just want relief for him, or maybe you just wanted, like, what was going through your mind when you took your patches off to put them on your husband?
In my mind, I said, if it worked for me, it's got to work for him. It's just got to work for him because I promise you, he was not getting any sleep. He was in lots of pain. He done had 2 injections done for nerve blockers. They only worked for a week and then they went away. So when I came home, I said, it's got to work for him. I'm just going to try anyway. So I just took him off my knee and put him on his. And
Wow.
I promise you, within like one, not even 2 minutes, not 2 minutes. And when you guys talked about people want things that are quick, things that are working immediately. These patches worked immediately on my husband. And in my thought, I said, "God, it's gotta work. I'm gonna try it anyway," because he was in so much pain. What could I have to lose?
There
So I
you
just
go.
put it on his knee. He slept all night. The pain went away. And when he woke up the next morning, I said, "Good morning, honey. How you feeling?" He said, "I feel great." I said, "Oh my God, you got any pain anywhere?" And he said, "No. When you get the next patches, what do we have to invest? What do we got to do?" And so
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, there it is. Here we go." So
Wow.
that's what it was. My thought was,
Thank
thank you
you
for this
so
patch.
much. I got the
Yes.
video ready to queue up tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are
Welcome to the
welcome.
family. Welcome to the family.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. So listen, y'all, we can't make this up. What I know about Super Patch is this. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And once you know it, like many of you all know it, you can't unknow it. You can't know that you are the answer or the solution to somebody's problem and not want to share it with them. And so that is why Miss Ida, when she saw Terry and saw that she was limping, she said, "Come here." Come here, because we know that we have the solution to somebody's problems in our hands, and that we have a globe, we can literally solve the global wellness problem. We want you to understand how this is the future of wellness. And if you're really, if you've got a heart to want to help people, then this is for you. And so we're going to go ahead over to Apopka, Florida, where we're going to bring to the line Dr. Nicole Bramwell to kind of get her expertise as to why Super Patch, why is she doing this? Why does she agree? Why does she love Super Patch? Dr. Nicole Bramwell, you can go ahead and speak. I'm going to add you to the screen.
Okay. Hello, hello, good evening. So I am well, first, let's start by saying that in 31 years of being a medical doctor, I have never, ever experienced anything like this. And you know, choosing to be a medical doctor from a young age, this is what I envision, is actually being able to help people, truly help people, like in healing. And so I'm not making any medical claims for sure. However, can you deny any of the testimonials that anyone has heard or seen? And certainly you cannot unhear what Ms. Teresa just shared. I mean, that's phenomenal. Taking hers off and putting it on. I'm because guess what? There's nothing to interact. So she didn't have to worry about anything interacting from her, going from her to her husband, because it's just going to communicate with your brain. This is a miracle, just like Ms. Teresa said. And that's the word that I like to use, because we are truly, truly changing people's lives. We are adding quality. And this is for real. Mr. J. Dollywall, let me tell you, this man has got this figured out. And the science, he makes sure that we are not putting anything out there that is not for real. And so I looked at these studies that we just got, the official print of these studies. And I was so excited when I was looking, because I can scan those things and I can tell what's for real. So first of all, if anybody knows anything about studies, and even if you don't, let me just tell you, for real studies mean that you do double blind. Double blind means that the people that are being treated and the people that don't know that they're not getting anything, neither one of them knows which one they're getting. Wow. So that is a trustworthy study. Okay, this was done at Arizona State. Arizona State College of Medicine actually supported the study. So this is a third-party study. So this is not us doing the study, paying money so that you can just get the results that you want to get. They put this on real athletes there, right? For the Victory Patch, 70 athletes, and all the parameters were better than placebo except for one. And they were honest about what that one was and put it in the study. So again, you can see what really, really happens. The one that's impressive. The other thing that they shared, yeah, we only did it on 70, but we had a whole team that had basically the same, they're in the same area, they're doing the same exercises. So that's actually a really, really good study, because you have the environment pretty much controlled. That is really, really good. So your controls that didn't receive the treatment with the actual patches that were doing the vibrotactile technology, right? And then others that looked like it, but they weren't receiving anything. So controlled, very controlled environment, right? So all we have to do is like expand that to like how many different college teams that are out there. And this is a Division I NCAA team. Okay, so they're already functioning at a high level. Could you even imagine that you could make them be able to function higher? That's impressive. So this study, even though it's a small sample size, it is an impressive study. And so that can be duplicated, I'm sure, over and over and over again at different colleges. But the sleep studies are phenomenal. Now you saw 6 billion people have trouble with sleeping, whether it be trouble falling asleep, being able to stay asleep, waking up multiple times during the night. Look at Miss Teresa's husband. He was waking up because of pain. So you're waking up for different reasons. The sleep study, the REM sleep study, first of all, the quality, the PSQI. So let me tell you, some of this stuff, some of the acronyms I didn't know, but I did look them up because that's what I do. I looked that up, and it's the quality of sleep. So it's the time that it takes you to sleep. It's how long you stay asleep. That number went up by 56%. The placebo was 11%. 45% difference. That is
Wow.
huge. That is phenomenal. And then the ISI, which is the insomnia severity, this is a questionnaire that actually individuals give what their symptoms are of how bad their insomnia is. 56% decreased their score. So the score goes up to 28. So if you're the lower score is better. So 56% decreased. And then all the other things that are related, your mood the next day, your energy, fatigue, and what have you that are associated with not sleeping well, which is pretty much everything that you do in your life, were also affected in a positive way. And then the language that I like is very bad or bad. So this is what we can all relate to, right? So you had 100% in the control group that didn't receive, saying that, yeah, they were very bad and bad. In the control group, they had 100% no change at the end of the 14 days. In the REM, 83% of them actually changed to very good or good. That is life changing because then all those other things that I just said improve. You're not stressed out. You have less pain because you slept better. You're
Yeah.
treating people better. You're happy. You're ready to go to work. You're more productive. You know, jobs need to be paying attention to these patches because they could have a more productive workforce
Right.
if they actually supported people using patches. So that's just a quick thing of the synopsis of the science. I was very excited to see those results. But let me just tell you just from a human standpoint, this is changing people's lives. I'm so glad to be connected to this. I'm glad to be, part of Superpatch. I am part of the Superpatch crew, and definitely our advisory board is 100% doctors, and that's got me glued here until I don't know until I'm not here anymore. What can I tell you? So,
I knew that that was going to be attractive to you, and when I really think of the opportunity that we have in our hands, you said it yourself. And I will tell you that a friend of ours that started using the patches, because what we do, what I tell people, even the people that I patched this weekend, I told Miss Karen, this is not a miracle thing. This is not magic. It's science. And not that I know you're going to see changes, and she did. You saw her, she lifted her legs. She lifted her legs the first time in almost
yes,
3 years, for the left leg. But I also was very realistic with her, and I told her you have to wear these patches every single day, and every day that you wear them, you will get stronger and stronger and stronger. Because I don't want people thinking that because some people do have immediate results, not everybody does, right? We don't know what your brain is going to do.
correct.
And what I find is we think that there is something that's more prominent when, in all actuality, for Maxine's sake, Maxine came to me for stability and balance, and she ended up having a speech impediment that was fixed before, like it not
Yeah,
simultaneously, but we saw
right.
a bigger difference in her speech first. We saw that happen. We know another gentleman that's one of Sean Bell's clients. He went to his doctor, and Sean had to coax him into understanding, like, give it some time, give those patches some time, because he's on multiple medications. The
Mhm.
doctor began to wean him down off the medication because he's on so many meds. And once weaning him down off the medicines, boom, the patches kicked in. But guess what his doctor told him? Don't stop using these patches. He said,
That's awesome.
because the doctors are starting to hear more and more and more about
Absolutely.
super patch. So, we know that they don't really believe us. So we wanted to make sure we brought Dr. Bramwell on the line so that they could believe you, Dr. Bramwell, because I know that you would not be here if you didn't trust the efficacy of these products and the studies. And the studies,
Absolutely.
because I know that that's what you looked at first. So thank you so much for always your willingness to share, and just to give us a moment of your wisdom. You joined with the 12.99 pack. We thought that we could do the smaller packs. Do you want to, at least, because I want to bring Auntie Gail on here as well. I made her a co-host, and even if she can't be on camera, she's been in this industry for over 40 years. She's also said that she's never seen anything like this before. So Auntie Gail, if you would just at least unmute yourself, you don't have to come on camera, but Let's see, where are you? I want to at least bring you up to the front to add your
I'm
pin.
here.
Okay, okay, give me one. So now that you're here, so Dr. Bramwell and Auntie Gail, we thought that, having a couple of little packs of patches were good enough. And what are we finding? Because I mean, your story is remarkable. You were in extreme pain. You went and got patched, pain went away, and now you're here. This was not in the plans for you, Auntie Gail. All right, so Gail Mathis is a professional network marketer, ladies and gentlemen, who's had massive success in this industry for over 40 years. I want y'all to light the chat up for her, right? Give it some
Amazing.
respect. Put some respect on that name. But Auntie Gail, you said you've never seen anything like this. Would you share some of your wisdom as to why you said yes to Super Patch?
Thank you so much, Nina. And for those of you on the line, I know whenever we're on a Zoom, I know how people love to see your face. Well, Nina just asked me to be on this Zoom. I'm gonna call her out. She just asked me to
I
be on this
did.
Zoom. And I just had a birthday on last Monday. I turned 71, fabulous 71. And the thing of it is, I know people say, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like. Well, it matters what I look like.
That's right.
I
That's
just
right.
have to be clear about that. It matters what I look like. I am a real diva, and I'm not coming on if I don't have my divifiedness
That's
ready.
fine.
So
Yeah.
so she just asked me, I've been ready. Okay, so I want to talk fast because I want to say something that amazed me just the other day. This company keep knocking my socks off. I just hit 3 months in Super Patch, and as Nina said, I wasn't looking for a business, wasn't trying to get into business, but I got in because I needed Super Patch. But I've got to say this, Nina, what is keeps amazing me day after day after day are the people that I'm being able to touch with this neurotechnology. I have a very, very good friend of mine. I had sent her a couple of patches for her and her husband to try. I really sent it because she also has a grandson that has some challenges. I'll put it like that. And so I'd sent her some patches. And so she called me and she said, Gail, she said, my husband has been having a problem all night. His shoulder's been really hurting him all night. Which of those patches you told me to put on him? I said, I told you to put liberty and freedom on his shoulder. Okay. It was not 15 minutes, y'all. It was not 15 minutes. And she texted me and said, he said he wants to sign up because his pain is gone. Now, he had been suffering all night long. Put the patches on, pain gone. Okay. That was one thing. So we're talking liberty and freedom. And I be insisting everybody have on liberty because that's foundational patch. And I just believe it gives it a booster shot. It gives it a it just pumps up the volume. It pumps up the volume. And so then I have a very, very good friend of mine. She is 79, 78 years old. She'll be 79 in 2 weeks. And she's a RN for over 46 years. And she had had a very, 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 very stressful day that day. I was around her and I know exactly what happened. And that night, her heart rate was out of control, Dr. Bramwell. She's a registered nurse, I mean, from way back when. And so she knows how to check herself. And so she knew her blood was her pulse was beating way, way too fast. And she has a thing she can put on her body and attach to her phone. So we know this was accurate. Her her pulse rate was going at 120 per minute. And she said, oh, Gail, this is not good because when your blood is going that fast, it's not even registering. It's going boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And so I said, okay, so here go Gail. I grabbed my Liberty patch because I don't leave home without my patches. And I was at her house and I had my patches and I slapped on a Liberty patch and I said, okay, hold on for just a minute. I put that Liberty patch on it, let that Liberty patch marinate for about 5 minutes. And I came back with a peace patch. I hit her with that peace patch and I say, just sit here for a minute. I'm gonna check you. In 15 minutes, I want you to run that test again. She ran the test again. It had gone from 120 to 110. I said, okay, I'm going to sit right here and give it another 15, 20 minutes. Had her check it again, it was 100. I say, oh, we going down, we going down.
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I said, oh, I can go to bed now because I knew she was gonna be all right. I just knew these patches are just so incredible. And so I went to sleep, woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, immediately went downstairs to check on her. She said, Gail, I wanted to call you at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock this morning, my rate was 78. It
Mm.
had gone from 120
Mm.
to 78 with a Liberty patch and a peace patch. And so I look one direction, and I have a very good friend. Liberty and freedom knocks out the pain. I have another good friend that look this way. Liberty and peace knocks out the pain. And so I'm just telling y'all, and I know what it did for me. I know what it felt like when Denisha just put the Liberty patch on me and the Freedom patch. But what is blowing my mind, just absolutely blowing my mind, is I'm seeing with my own self eyes people life changing right in front of my eyes. Now, we don't make medical claims. We
Right.
don't we don't say we cure. But you know, those of us that are have had the super patch, look, we know something is going on.
That's
We
right.
know something is really happening, and it's not regular. And
Right.
when I think of signals to the brain, and I'm gonna turn this over. I have a gentleman that does work for me and has done work for me in this industry for years and years. He creates, I create these cards. Anyway, I went to his office. Never before has he ever even asked me about what I was doing. But I hit him at that door and I said, oh my goodness, I'm a part of some neurotechnology, da 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 da. And because he is such a techie guy, he said, oh, wait a minute now. That sounds like something I want to hear. Now, I've known him for years. He's never been interested in anything, Nina. I've had nothing. I don't care if it was a this or that. You know what all this is
Uh-huh.
that I've
Go ahead.
done. But when I said neurotechnology, I used the right word. Use the language. I use the language the company used. I don't get outside of no lines with compliance. I say what they say because what they say is enough. And back to you, Nina.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to both of you, Dr. Bramwell, to Auntie Gail. This wraps up our call, y'all. And I want you to get back to the person that invited you here and pick a pack. This weekend, I cried so much to where I felt like I was all cried out because we are seeing miracles happen. And it's not a medical claim, it's literally a testimony that as we put these patches on people right before our eyes, Dr. Bramwell, to Auntie Gail, Tedra, to all of you that are on here, Sean, Jessica Horn, everyone, when you put this patch on a person, we're immediately seeing life change for them. Now imagine now we've launched in Mexico, and Yamil and Jorge and Fabiola and Jose and all of the team that are in Mexico now are getting ready to spread the word even bigger in Mexico. This is a movement, a mission, and a movement. It is a passion, purpose, mission, movement. And I'm trying to keep from crying. But because I looked at Mr. James today, and I don't know if you saw the updated video, but on May the 30th, Janet Reese's father couldn't stand up out of a wheelchair. 7 days later, he was walking on a walker. 25 days later, he was walking with a cane. But when I saw Mr. James' video today, as he was walking up the steps to his home, with all of that inflammation gone from his body, and here we are in September, from basically June, July, August, and the beginning of September. We're 3 months in. I've watched that gentleman get his dignity back, his quality of life, his independence, and he looks like an entirely different person. I know that many of you that are listening right now, whether you're watching it live with us or you're watching the replay, I know that you know somebody that needs this product. I know that you might be the one who needs this product. We're not concerned with the comp plan, not because it doesn't pay, but because we know that by default, the money's going to happen. We know that if we patch enough people, if we share the mission to patch the post and to share the care, that the money's going to come by default. Also, yes, it's a unilevel. Yes, we get paid weekly from our customers. Yes, we get paid 25%. Yes, we get paid once a month in residuals and bonuses. But I'm going to tell you all something. That hasn't mattered to most of us. And even to the queen of comp plans in Miss Gail Mathis, she wasn't driven by the comp plan. She was driven in pursuit of how many lives we could change. Finally, finally, we get something in our hands that literally we are in front of a big movement. We're not late to the party. We're right on time. And all we need now is for you to help us gain exposure. How many people will you go patch, post, share, and care about? How many people will you invite to this amazing mission, passion mission? This is not an opportunity. But I will say this, opportunities of a lifetime, they don't always come around. And when they do, it is our job to seize the opportunity in the season of its lifetime. Tonight, we invite you to join the mission to patch 1 million. And sure, we'll patch billions, but we got to get to a million first. Will you step to the plate now? Pick a pack. Go back to the person that invited you here. Pick a pack and get started tonight. You can use flex pay options to choose a bigger pack because you will need patches. You will need products. And I promise you that if all of us focus and put our foot on the gas, by December the 31st of 2025, Super Patch will be viral. We want to welcome you to the team unofficially. We want to see you at the top, not from the top. So join now. Run back. And if you don't want to join the business side, make sure that you support the person that invited you here by becoming their customers. Welcome, Mexico. Welcome, Team Mexico, and congratulations. And welcome to all of you. Good night, and God bless you all.